I just realized I had never done a video on growing okra. Being raised in Kentucky, I'm not sure how that could happen. Okra is a warm weather vegetable with a loyal following, especially in the deep south where gumbo reigns supreme. It's a heat loving plant that rewards growers with continuous harvests. Okra is one of those crops, kind of like cilantro, that divides people into two camps: those who adore its tender pods and those who wrinkle their noses and think slime. But if you've only ever had overcooked okra, you're missing out. When grown well and harvested young, okra is a delicious, versatile addition to your garden and your dinner plate. Okra is also a beautiful plant with hibiscus like flowers that can be just at home in a front yard edible landscape, as in the vegetable patch. Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome to my channel where I talk about organic gardening, wildlife conservation, and nature education. Clemson spineless is the gold standard for many gardeners. Productive, spineless pods, great flavor, and tolerant of many climates. Southern Exposure Seeds has many okra varieties available, but this is my favorite because it's so dependable. Clemson gets pretty tall, up to 7 feet, and takes 53 days to mature. I like growing red varieties because they are just so pretty. My favorite red is burgundy, which is very tasty but can be a bit prone to disease. Hill Country is a great red one that is an heirloom. The sad news is most red okra varieties lose their pretty color when cooked. Okra does well in grow bags and containers. There are several dwarf varieties such as jambalaya and Cajun jewel. Pick the sunniest, warmest spot in your garden. Okra will sulk in cool or shady locations. Wait until all danger of frost is past and soil temperatures are at least 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. In zones 5 and 6, that means planting in late spring or early summer. In warmer southern climates, you can plant in early spring and again in midsummer for a fall harvest. Mix in lots of compost as it's a heavy feeder. Okra seeds are big and easy to handle. Because okra has a long taproot and doesn't like its roots disturbed, direct sowing is best for most growers. But if you live in Zone 5, you may want to get an early start and plant indoors. Okra seeds have a tough outer coat, which can mean slow germination. To give them a head start, soak the seeds overnight in warm water before planting or lightly scarify them by rubbing with some sandpaper. If you decide to start seeds indoors, sow them 3 to 4 weeks before your last frost date. Use deep pots to accommodate the long taproot. Harden seedlings off before transplanting and avoid root disturbance. Peat pots are great for easing transplant shock. Sow seed an inch deep and thin to 18 inches apart in rows 5 feet apart. If you're an urban gardener, plant one seed per 5-gallon or 10-inch container. Once your seedlings are up and growing, okra doesn't require much fuss. Keep the soil evenly moist during germination and early growth. Once established, okra is drought tolerant, but it will still produce better if you provide about an inch of water per week. Mulching around the base of the plants with straw, shredded leaves, or grass clippings will help retain soil moisture and suppress the weeds. If your plants get very tall and harvesting becomes tricky, you can pinch out the growing tips when they reach about 4 feet. This encourages side branching, which can lead to more manageable plants and higher yields. But just be aware that topping may slightly delay production. Okra gets along well with many other warm season vegetables like peppers, tomatoes, and cucumbers. These companions can help shade the soil and reduce weed pressure. Avoid planting okra near fennel, which can stunt its growth. There are still a few critters to watch for. Aphids and mealybugs are small, sap-sucking insects that can cluster on new growth, causing the leaves to curl and the plants to dehydrate. Use some insecticide soap and make sure to encourage beneficial insects like ladybugs that will keep them in check. Stink bugs are occasional visitors that pierce pods and cause deformities. Hand picking them in the early morning, encouraging predatory wasps, and planting trap crops such as sunflowers can help. While not common, okra can be affected by diseases such as powdery mildew and root knot nematodes. Powdery mildew appears as a white, powdery coating on leaves, usually late in the season. Good air circulation, avoiding overhead watering, and organic fungicides like sulfur can help manage it. I have a good video on this. Root knot nematodes are microscopic worms that attack plant roots, leading to stunted growth. Cover cropping with marigolds can help reduce nematode populations. The key to minimizing pest problems is prevention. Row covers, not root covers, row covers can protect young plants until they are strong enough to outgrow the damage. Practice crop rotation, remove plant debris at the end of the season, and maintain a healthy, diverse garden environment to encourage beneficial insects. Harvest pods when 2 to 4 inches long. Pod tenderness varies and they can get woody quickly. Use hand pruners to harvest or just snap off by hand. Wear long sleeve shirts to harvest as the leaves of many varieties can irritate the skin and some have prickly stems. Did you know the flowers were edible? Deep fry flowers or eat them stuffed or used fresh as a garnish. They have a sweet, mild flavor. However, it's worth noting that picking the flowers will prevent the formation of okra pods on that particular flower stem. You can also roast the seeds as a coffee substitute. Gumbo is the classic stew of the Deep South and Gulf Coast community. The New Orleans gumbo variation consists of shrimp and/or sausage, tomato paste, celery, bell peppers, and onions, and of course, lots of okra. If you prefer your okra on the drier side, cooking it quickly at high heat, roasting, grilling, or stir frying helps minimize the mucilage or slime effect. Okra grows great sauteed with green beans for a summer side dish. I enjoy reading your comments and hearing of your gardening experiences, and always glad to know when you find a video helpful. Thanks for watching, and have a sunny summer day.